Happy Friday, everybody. I hope you've had a good week. A lot of people haven't. Uh, those people know who they are. And I just want to make a nice, short, and sweet video. I'm probably going to make another one tonight anyway. Probably after I watch Rehab Room's video. But, I want to make a short and sweet video today to talk about people wanting to have it both ways, but you just can't have it both ways. You know what I mean? Like, some people want to play the victim, but also want to be the aggressor, or they are the aggressor, right? Some people want to be innocent, but they're guilty. I think that one's like pretty much everybody is is that person at one point. I'm innocent, but also you're trying to be sensitive but also insensitive, and you want people to like you, but you do things that are very unlikable, and now we have to live with the end result of it. So let's talk a little about Andrew Tate. Okay, so Russia has lost so badly. Their soldiers have been massacred that they paid the influencer that is Andrew Tate to train in their boot camp to boost morale and shit. And it would be so poetically ironic, but poetic justice for Andrew Tate to join the Russian army, Russian Federation, take on the Ukrainians and die. So die by basically the same types of people he would try to pimp out, these Eastern European girls. It's just yo, I'll marry you. Yo, I only love you. Yo, come meet me in Romania. It's 100% safe here. Nothing's gonna happen to you. You're not gonna get kidnapped or anything. You're not gonna do webcam. And then he just dies from them, because that's how badly Russia's losing. See, Russia just wanted to have the land and the people, but Putin didn't realize that he can't have both, right? He can't have the land and the people, so he can only have one, right? And when he tried to take both, well, the end result is he lost his people, right? He kept the land, right? It's Russian occupied land, but now all these soldiers that have been killed as a result of this drone swarm. And it's pretty staggering. It is a response to the Russian incursion and the Russian drones and all that, but when you see the scale of it, it's insane. There are so many drones, there are so many kills, confirmed kills, all that shit. The world's changing. And we gotta talk about Iran and the whole idea that they've lost the Karg Island and they just got stolen by the United States. You got your island stolen from you. That's the legacy of your defeat. Is not only are you defeated, but your economy gets repurposed to serve American interests. See, that's why America is the greatest nation on this planet. It's just doing the right thing, regardless of what other people think. And speaking of other people, we have to talk about the whole unrest in Europe, and subsequently it's kind of spilling over into America. Although I think the whole, and I got it wrong. His name isn't Anthony Carmelo. It's Carmelo Anthony. That makes any difference. I find that to be more of a fringe thing, but it does have its legal, political, grifters, if you will, that are in positions of power that are using this to, I guess, fan the flames of social divide. And more power to them, because look, you just can't have it both ways. You can't be someone who stabs somebody and then be a victim, play the victim afterwards. It's just bullshit. And you know what the worst part about it is? Okay, so the last name of the victim is the same last name as the prison warden that this guy's getting sent away. Dude, You can't make this shit up. The same last name, and everybody's like, you know how it is, right? Everybody's like, nah, they're not related. Mm-mm. No, not no way, shape, or form related. It's just a coincidence, magical coincidence. Oh my god, dude, no way. Oh man, speaking of jail love, we got to talk about the rainbow-ness of Pride Month, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you can hear me with my microphone using my professional headset that I use to play Arc Raiders with. So let's talk about the whole rainbow cast of characters. Chud the Builder. Everybody knows him. Rocking the N word, trying to like start up shit with black people for no reason, saying that they're chimping out. Oh yeah, he's chimping out in jail. He's like squealing like a monkey as he's getting raped. That's right. And he's not alone. Yo, Johnny Somali. He's also like filing an appeal because he just can't handle it. The rapes. It's like you act like such a bitch doing like this fucked up thing where you're rubbing your ass all over like these commemorative statues and shit, and then you're gonna complain about getting raped in jail. You're like, yo, I gotta file my appeal. I can't stay here. I'm not gonna last. Oh, and speaking of which, it has come to my attention that Vikram Digwa is getting raped on a daily basis. It's by the day, man. Like I thought that he'd be in the infirmary and recovering from that like whole napalm attack and shit, but nah, they're not letting up on this guy. Yo, prison fucking sucks, dude. Prison sucks. Can you imagine they give you anesthetics? You're like half passed out on the bed, and then out of nowhere, like the fucking, there's like probably like one or two people in the room as well, like covering like the drapes and shit, making sure like there's no light or no like anything, just covering it all up. You're like squealing, you're like crying for your mommy. He just like rips off your pants. Yo, Vikram, man. Yo, how's your someone probably could hand him a shank and you could probably show off his like knife skills and shit. Yo, it's gonna come in handy there. Oh, oh shit. It actually makes a lot of sense too because the man's be dancing around with that knife and shit. It's just like that like movement, that motion where it's just like you know what I mean? Like he's like expecting to get jumped, so he trained for this his whole life. The prison rapes. But we also have to talk about the whole like unrest that this has caused and shit. Like it's not just isolated to Europe. It's kind of fucked up too how everybody's trying to downplay it, and then you see like people coming out from Germany, from like other like Amsterdam, other like white majority nations in Europe in the support and solidarity of Henry Nowak, and it's a fucking tough pill that these guys got to fucking swallow. It's like you can't go back to the way things were. You can't be both. You can't be a victim and you can't be the aggressor. You can't commit murder, lie about that, and then say that this is like, a racist attack against me. No, it was a racist attack against the white people. White people have been dealing with this shit for like decades now. Like a lot of these people don't understand this. Henry Nowak was basically born into a world where most likely, and I'm not saying like it's like 100% thing because there was always like the obvious Call of Duty, Xbox lobby type shit, right? You know what I mean, right? Everyone's just like speaks their mind type shit, right? He probably grew up in an age where like racism was more or less like a means to just piss you off rather than like an actual belief that people had. And like to think that an old system based off of like supremacy to take away like power from Caucasians and then like redistribute it to like South Asians that will mix with your women and then create like a hybrid to like basically domineer your species, right? Like it's like being hijacked by a subhuman virus type shit. And people will like oftentimes like say you can't use that kind of language and this and that. Well, come on, dude. Like think about like what you would consider your mother, your father, your brother and shit, right? Like maybe you don't get along with them like 100%, but like they're not bad people. You know what I mean? Like you would think that like if you did something like really bad, like kill somebody, they wouldn't have your back, you know, and like you would love them more for that, even though at the moment like you'd be like scared, be like, oh, I don't know what to do. It's like, you know, turn yourself in, son, or you know, do the right thing and shit like that, right? But like to see that kind of lack of any form of accountability from any of these motherfuckers, right? And they're all trying to like cover it up, trying to say that Henry was the aggressor. It's just fucking bullshit. It's just pure bullshit, right? Like someone's gonna tell me that the guy who got knifed, this mentally handicapped person in Ireland who got knifed, right? Belfast. Um, he deserved it. Like what is this bullshit that we're constantly making excuses for the perpetrators for their entire ethnicity too? Like, holy fuck, right? Like it's not an isolated thing where we could just point the finger at this one individual and say like yeah, this is like a bad thing coming from people from this country. It's like no, it's a cumulative thing where you can add up the inconveniences plus the grievances like to the people who lost loved ones, the families, all that stuff, and realize like it's a net loss. It's a net negative. Net negative. You can't have it both ways. You just can't. It sucks too because it's like there's a lot of brown mans out there who want to fucking, you know, huddle together, you know, us versus them type shit. Dude, your species is going to shit right now. Okay? Your species is going to shit because you had the mercy for these weak ass people, and now you have to deal with the ramifications of the corrosion of your economies, of your social structures, and all that shit, of the futures of your children. Like, I want to give like white people a little bit of credit due to the fact that they could have just absolutely destroyed us in the sense that they could have just afforded to have like a like you know what I mean. And it's this kind of like weird analysis where you can look at society and the materialistic value like affixed to certain things like cars, large houses, you know, excessive nice clothes and all that stuff, and then see that as a barrier between you and having kids, something that is actually significant important. Honestly, I would say that's a more of a personal thing for me, but I like if you were to compare the two, right? Like compare having a family with kids versus like having like all these nice things that you buy with money, right? And then like going back to like white people, they could have just had like a bunch of kids and like fucked us all over. Where like you know what I mean? Like they could have done what basically people from these third world countries are doing to them, right? But they didn't. They gave us mercy, right? They decided to like you know live life luxuriously, you know, let us have their jobs and shit, come into their country, learn their language. You know, a lot of them, you know, gave us, you know, not us, well, you know, Guyanese people, like some of them converted to Catholicism, all that shit, right? Like so much was given, and what was given in return, right? Like by the vast majority of immigrants, besides labor, contempt. It's contempt. Like how many fucking ethnicities out there have a fucking grudge and a bone to pick with white people, myself very much included. But that's like you know, that's me and the Jews like growing up and shit. And I don't really consider them white, and I don't even think they consider themselves white at this point, considering like how many people hate them and shit, and like how the media is playing both sides. It's like so fucking stupid, you know. But like this idea that we should go back to the way things were, or we have to tie back our anger and our aggression, well, not mine specifically. This is very much a Caucasian versus pretty much everybody else jumping in their country shit. I even watched this one guy. He was in like this Texas courtroom or like whatever hearing, and he's just like bashing like these Indians and Pakistanis and saying that like, yo, we're pedophiles and all that shit. Or, they're pedophiles. I'm not Hindu anymore. And it's just like it's eye opening to see that like one of the reasons why I left Hinduism is being like displayed in front of everybody, like everybody in the entire world, because it's like, yeah, obviously this is gonna go viral on the internet. Oh, he's racist, white dude in Texas trying to like protect his people and this and that. But like, what happens if there's truth to some of the shit that he's saying, man? Like, what happens if, right? Hinduism is like one of those things where you have a bunch of people who are trying to make apologetic for like types of behavior that wouldn't be considered moral or Hindu itself, but they're like, no, we want to do this because they're pedophiles or they're fucking scumbags and shit. Sometimes you just gotta cut it loose. Like you can't have it both ways. Like you can't say I want to have the moral high ground and then associate yourself with people who do harm to kids and you know. And speaking of which, right? Like, I hear a bunch of Toronto cops are like dealing with some like bad shit, huh? But I guess karma is one of those things that maybe you shouldn't bother me. Maybe you should do your job, right? You're collecting taxpayer money anyway.